Hold on, let me wipe my tears. Hold on. I'm Freddy Fender in it.
And there it is. That's our first snapshot of this podcast.
Did he move? He moved, huh?
Yeah.
He moved.
You gotta retake that.
Yeah.
Whenever we take a picture, you have to take like 2 or 3 seconds because the camera's kind of delayed. Too.
Yeah. Oh man. Well, first of all, guys, I appreciate you guys coming down.
Definitely.
And here we go. Let's do it
Go,
again.
go. Selfie King. Yeah.
There it is. Yeah, man. So I appreciate you guys helping me out with this, man. It's been quite an experience, learning experience so far, you know, and you guys' input and advice and little tips here and there has really helped me out. And this is the first one, man, the first EazyDpodcast.
Yeah.
So, first thing I want to know, how was you guys this weekend?
Weekend was busy.
Yeah.
Were you working?
Yeah, I DJ this week. I actually DJ the comedy. Shout out to
That's
what's up with
right.
you, Molina comedy.
Oh yeah, how'd that go?
That was good.
Yeah.
That was good.
¿Eran chingonas o qué? Ah.
Well, what's funny is that there was only.
Well, it's supposed to be funny. I hope it was funny.
Well, yeah, the show was funny, and actually a group of people walked out. I guess it got too.
Did it get
intense.
racy?
Not along those lines, maybe.
Ah.
But you know what I mean? But you got, I don't know, is it we always talk about this. Is it a valley mentality thing or what? Because, you know what I mean, you go to a big city,
Yeah.
you go to a comedy show,
Uh-huh.
you know, there's comedians that, you know, they'll put you through the damn ringer,
Yeah.
you know, and it's just, but it's comedy. You have to expect, it's like if, you know, I go to a comedy show, I'm a big dude, I go to a comedy show, sit in the front row,
Yeah.
I'm expected to be called out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's part of the damn show.
I went to a comedy show one time in Vegas, man. I got called out and I was in the back row.
Wow.
So they don't play. I mean, but it was all in fun, you know what I mean? It's to be expected.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So what was the call out? Was it because of the way they were dressed?
It
Or?
was. Let's just say it was along the lines of the LGBT.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So that's the kind of the route it went.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But other than that, the girls were funny. It was las chingonas of comedy, but it was 2 white girls and 1 Latina. So, you know.
Cool.
So it was like Las Chingonas.
Right? Yeah. So, but other than that, the show was good, and I'm actually going to be DJing for one of his comedy shows, actually July 9th.
Featuring who?
Chingo Bling.
Dang. So from the chingonas to el chingon.
Right?
Damn.
Yeah, you know.
Where's this one going to be at?
And this one's going to be at at Ricochet in El Centro.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that is when?
July 9th.
July 9th.
Yeah, I'm giving Molina free plugs here, man.
And he looks at me because like I'm not available. Shit.
You're not available that night?
No, like our schedule's just like I mean we both get booked really early DJing. Throw that plug out there.
Yeah. No,
but
plug away. Man.
but I mean yeah, the last one I was surprised that I was available. But when we did it with Big Citric,
Yeah.
that was awesome.
Yeah, so
That was a good one. That was a good
so
one.
good thing about Molina is like, you know, now that, you know, it's because we kind of, I don't know, it's just like you know, everybody's busy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, and I brought it to his attention. I was like, man, it's like, you know, we need to all help each other out, cross promote each other.
Absolutely.
Whatever the deal is, you know.
Absolutely.
You know, we got to lift each other up.
Yeah.
That's impossible.
He's stupid. Not
I just got the
man.
joke.
He said
I just got the joke. I was like, I
10
got it.
minutes later. Yeah, but you know, and it's like we, not physically, but we got to lift each other up. You
Yeah,
know? And help each other out.
I'm not crying, by the way. My eyes been teary all day.
You know, I've always been a big believer in that. Okay, and helping each other out. You know, but like what you said earlier, is it a Valley thing, or is it a Latino thing, or is it just negativity in general? You know what I mean? Because I mean, I like to help people out as much as possible, and I genuinely get happy when somebody comes up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, for instance, at work, we had a couple people who just turned in their 2 weeks, right?
Uh-huh.
And I was like, you know what? Good for them. If it's gonna better them, by all means, man. It's gonna make your life better, by all means.
Hell yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think cross promoting, like if that's gonna give you more business, more exposure, and all that, you know what? Okay, you got to help each other out. You know, I've never tried to be one of those people who believe in karma, but karma is real. It is what it is. And I think what you put out is what you're gonna get back.
Of course.
And I've come to learn that. You know what I mean? I've come to learn that it's a real thing, man. It's a real thing. Call it what you want. Putting out positivity in the universe, and the universe is gonna give it back to you. But no, just help each other out, man. That's the way to do it.
Speaking helping each other out, want to hear something funny?
Yeah.
This is actually the first podcast we've been on.
Yeah.
Get out.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah, we've been doing this for I don't know how many years.
Since 20.
Oh man,
18?
It's weird because we're always on the other end. So like,
Yeah.
we apologize if we start asking random questions
Oh.
because we're used to being the interviewer.
Wow.
Like,
Hey, bro, I'm honored. Then I'm honored.
Like to even just shoot the shit. Like it's weird, huh? Like
It
being
is.
on the other side.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's less stress.
yeah. Well, I mean, just you guys helping me set it up right now and all that. I mean, look, how long did we take? An hour trying to get everything going,
10 minutes
10
in
minutes,
Hollywood.
yeah, right. 10 minutes.
Hollywood time.
And that's not counting all the other hours behind the scenes, the equipment set up, working out all the bugs, man.
Yeah.
You guys have really helped me out, man, a lot, bro. And I kept thinking like who am I gonna have on as the first one? You know what I mean?
Right.
Who and I had all these like different ideas, different people, and all this stuff just hitting me. And I was like, that's why the other day when I got the backdrops and everything, the framing and all that, I was like, and I send you guys a picture. I was like, hey, you guys want to do a podcast? Let's just do it, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Let's just do it. Whatever, man. It's my ghetto fabulous setup right here, but it's gonna work.
And it's dope that we're the first ones. That's
Yeah,
awesome,
that means a
man.
lot to me, dude. That means a lot to me. I really appreciate it, fellas. I really do, man. And I hope you guys keep doing this. You know what I'm saying? Keep doing
For
it,
sure.
man.
Since it is your first, I feel like it's only right that we do talk a little bit more about him too. Like, what got you into podcasting, or what is this like?
What's the
What is the podcast?
everybody keeps asking me that. What are you gonna talk about? And I'm like, you know what?
Well, first off, let's start with the name. How'd you get the name?
You know what? It's kind of Easy D. It's kind of like where I want to be, as far as like I want to be more mellow, more chill. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like growing up, I've always been kind of, man, I'll just say it, somewhat of a hothead in a way. You know what
Gotcha.
I mean? And I want to be the opposite of that. I want to be easygoing, and for the most part, I am. But as I'm getting older, I'm 49 now. I want to kind of slow it down a little bit and take it easy. I've been noticing myself, like when I'm at work or whatever, and I'm walking out and walk outside, it's good just to take a deep breath and just enjoy the nice scenery, the nice weather, appreciate, like, damn, it's here in a couple minutes, it's going to get hot, or a couple weeks, it's going to get hot as hell.
It's already
You know
hot.
what I mean? But like this morning I walk out, I'm like, all right, it's going to be a good day.
Yeah.
It's going to be a good day, and I'm trying to use this maybe, I guess, as somewhat a little bit of a therapy to kind of slow things down in my life. You know what I mean? And just because I like chit-chatting with people,
Yeah.
My wife, she hates it. Like when we go to the mall or something.
Because you run into everybody.
Oh,
Start
bro.
talking.
Yeah, she hates it, bro.
That's why I don't go to the mall.
Yeah.
My wife hates it too. To be honest with you, it's just like
Oh, you guys, I can imagine. You guys get recognized.
so.
They do.
Okay.
I don't.
Shut
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
That's because I don't go to the mall.
So
Too many people there.
So the Taco Festival, Cinco de Mayo in Brooklyn.
Oh, I
right?
bet that one.
Okay. So I said, all right, let's get ready, let's go. And she's like, you know what? No, never mind. I don't want to go. I was like, why not?
Yeah.
She said, because all of a sudden you're going to be like, oh, you're going to run into so-and-so, you're going to run into so-and-so. And then, I was just like, I'm just going to stand there.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, let's just go. She goes, no, I don't want to. And so, and so me and my son go, right, we're out there. And who do I run into? I run into our friend C1. I run into, Rick. And, and we're all taking pictures.
Pretty much everything your wife said.
Yeah. And I was like, and she goes, so how did it go when I got home, right? I was like, oh, good. She goes, did you run into anybody? I was like, oh, yeah, we took pictures. And she goes, you see, that's why I do not go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it is different. I can imagine because you guys go to LA. He was out there for a long time, and then maybe you don't run into the same people at all these like flea markets or festival or whatever.
Right.
Here, you're gonna run into everybody every single time just because it's a small community, which is good and bad.
Because this is like, for example, the other day, I left work and then, I was going down to Aiden, and I'm gonna catch Imperial to come home, and there's a guy in front of me, and I'm just cruising along, it's just like I just got out of work, and I guess he thought I was up his ass, right? And he freaking telling me to go around him, starts flipping me off, and it's like, come on, motherfucker.
Yeah.
And I was just like, whoa, dude. I was just looking at him, I was like, are you serious right now? I was like, my mind is not even, I'm not even there.
Right. You're just zoned.
Yeah.
How do you get so lucky? I never run into those.
So he's in front of me.
Wait, was it me?
We make a turn on Imperial, right? And I pull up like next to him, and he's like literally like looking at me just like with so much anger, right? And I was like, I was like, dude, I was like, I threw my hands like, are you serious?
Yeah.
And I'm like, so I start waving at him. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna piss him off even more.
Oh, he's gonna get mad. Yeah.
And then and then like I don't know if he realized or what, but he backed off, right? And I just kept going. I was like,
should have did one of these things.
You put all your energy into that.
Maybe he recognized you, bro. He's like, oh.
Maybe. He's like,
oh, man.
We should have gave him a dumbass of the week.
Yeah, he's like, fuck your podcast. I know who you are.
That's why I don't put stickers on my car.
I don't have stickers on my car either.
Okay.
I thought about it. You know. Hey,
Yeah.
advertisement.
Imagine if they find you at the gym and they see your stick. No, I'm just kidding. Sorry. Too soon? I don't know.
But
we don't go to the gym anyways. Look at
but yeah, so, and that's one thing me and my wife were talking about. She goes, you know what? She goes, you're in LA, you see somebody, they cut you off, fuck you, you know?
Yeah.
Here, it's like, you're going to run into that
them
same
again.
person again.
Oh,
in LA, you're just like, you're never going to see him again.
Bro,
Here, it's totally different.
Road rage is a real thing, man,
It
unfortunately. And glad my wife's not standing there because she'd be like crossing her arms like, okay, you want to tell him? You want to tell him?
I got stories.
You got some road rage stories?
I had major road rage, man.
Oh, man.
So someone was just like, it was so bad. Like when I was in my 20s, it was so bad that I had a soda can, and
Allegedly.
right, allegedly, allegedly,
There might be a statute of limitation on
and
that.
it was just, it was just there, and I was like, I remember one time somebody was like, oh, I'm gonna grab the soda. I was like, no. I go, leave it there. I go, that's for some dumbass driver that, cuts me off. And they look at me, they're like, dude.
No. That's premeditated.
You have fucking road rage. And I was like, yeah, I do. And I think going from the valley to a big city, and it's just, the constant traffic, and it just puts you in a,
But yes or no, you missed the traffic.
I ain't gonna lie to you, I do.
Yes, huh?
Because sometimes that was times to
Me time.
yeah,
Unwind,
me time.
huh?
Yeah, and you and sometimes you're just so not even focused on driving.
Yeah.
Because your mind just, you know, your mind is actually relaxing.
Yeah.
And then you look and you're like, oh shit, I'm already here.
Yeah.
You know, that's a little scary too.
That's kind of weird, right?
Yeah.
Like, how did I get here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why it's kind of cool that we have like a 15 to 25-minute drive to work. Because I do throw on a podcast too on my way, and before you know it, I'm already at work. But it like that from A to B is chill, and your brain's just coasting.
Yeah, it's like you just because you know that's your time. Because you know,
what's the longest you were stuck in traffic after work going home?
I think the worst times is when it would rain, and there's times I've been stuck 4 to 5 hours.
Damn. This is when you're up in LA.
Yeah.
That's like crossing from Mexicali, dude.
So from A to B, what was A and what was B? Where were you driving?
So for a while I was commuting to work to Sabardino from Downey. You know, so that's off the 605 freeway, all the way down to the 10 and the 215. And so driving to work was I'd get there in 45 minutes. Now coming home, it was all bad.
Yeah.
And, so.
Hey, but you gotta take me back to El Pescador. That was bomb.
Yeah, that place.
Is there a taco shop up there?
No, it's actually a restaurant.
Oh, it's
a restaurant bar, and it seems like they have a DJ every night.
Yeah, during the week.
Yeah.
I went during the week. Yeah. This is a funny story. I called in sick to work at the time. I don't work there anymore. I had my son call in sick. Well, he didn't call. I called him before him. And we went to Hollywood to stalk a YouTuber.
Get out.
Yeah, but we couldn't find him. It's like once because we saw his post on Snap. I followed him on Snap.
Yeah.
And I was like, mijo, you're not going to school today. Okay, where are we going? We're going to Hollywood. He looks at me. Yeah, all right. Like, no, we are.
So was it a famous YouTuber?
Well, he's getting up there right now, but it's like I followed him and I was like, all right, he's still there. Once we get there, he's like, no, I'm at Santa Monica. I'm like, you know what? Forget it.
Yeah.
And then he's up there, so
yeah.
I was like, hey, what are you doing? I'm over here, like close to LA. But I, for some reason, thought he was in Downey at the time. So I ended up going to Downey. I was like, hey, fool, I'm in Downey. He's like, I'm not.
I don't live in Downey anymore.
I was like,
Damn.
So, but yeah, then we ended up meeting up, and then he's like, hey, I'm going to take you to this place and check it out, go and eat. It was nice. The food was bomb. The people were bomb.
Shout out to Pescador. Huh?
Yeah,
that place.
Yeah. And this was where?
It's West Covina.
West Covina?
Yeah, I don't know where I was at.
And at the time, you were living down here still?
Yeah, well, I'm still,
Yeah, at that time, but you were living up there.
He was living up there.
I was out there for almost 17, 18 years, man.
No kidding.
Yeah.
So how long have you guys known each other?
That's the weird part. Our families are like my parents and his tios.
Yeah.
Are neighbors. Like, so I grew up knowing his family. Me and this guy, prior to all this, hung out. Well, I don't even want to say hung out. Like, maybe we saw each other at birthday parties and stuff, but we never talked. But the one time we actually worked together was random as hell. Yeah. It was for a talent show. I don't know what happened. What was the situation?
I was supposed to DJ.
He was supposed to DJ, and I was supposed to rap. But, like, I had my own set. He had his own set. What happened?
Something happened with my turntables. I can't remember.
I think your dad sold them.
I was not.
Sorry, I threw you under the bus.
No, I think something was up with my mixer, and it wasn't working. And then you were like, "Oh, you just go on with me."
Yeah.
And then you showed me the hook to your song.
Yeah. And
I actually sang the hook to his song.
Really?
And it was cool. It worked out really good. I have it recorded somewhere in the vault. I gotta look for it.
Yeah.
And after that, he moves to LA. This fucker moves. That's
like,
the last time I seen him.
No kidding.
Fucking years later, like I don't even know how we started talking.
I think because of my sister.
Maybe.
Yeah. You know what I mean? And it's just like, and you know, like I said, knew him, and you know, because from the breaking crews, you know, back in the day, you know, breakdancing, you know, we were over there, me, David, we were pop locking, and it was just, you know, like I said, we grew. I can literally say that, even though we knew each other, we weren't close then, but like we just grew up around the elements of hip hop.
Yeah.
You know, it was just it was in our blood. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and I, you know, hip hop was just like it ran.
Oh, I
ran through
remember,
my blood,
bro.
You know,
Yeah. So you guys are what, 39, 40-ish?
I'm 40.
You're 40?
38.
38. Okay, so we're not. Well, I got a few years on you guys. I'm 49,
Right.
and I lived in Oxnard for a while, you know, and I don't know if you guys are familiar with Oxnard at all. Yeah. I lived in Oxnard for a while. Half of my mom's side, half my family is over there, and my other half is over here. And grew up lived in Oxnard for a while. You know, I was glad to kind of move back to the valley, you know, but I was a little kid, so circumstance, and not like I had a choice to move back, but I was glad to move back to the valley. But I grew up around that, you know, hip hop was a real big thing, break dancing, the cardboard, using the refrigerator cardboard to break dance and stuff. You guys remember that, you know? And I lived around, I originally was in Rose Park. You
Okay.
familiar with that area?
Yeah.
Colonia.
Oh, it's La Colonia.
Yeah, Colonia.
That's
yeah.
the hood.
That's the hood, brother. That's the hood right there. And so I grew up in that area. You know, I remember. You know, I wasn't into tagging or anything like that, but first time I went out tagging with somebody, we got popped on the first day.
Oh,
I wasn't even the tagger. I was just there. You know, I was guilty by association. But man, sure enough, and he got popped by his mom of all. Good thing it wasn't the cops. It was the mom. And oh man, all hell broke loose.
I couldn't tag to save my life. You would see me as a tagger with a stencil.
So did you ever run into Fernando Vargas?
No.
I mean, same
True.
hood, you
Good
know.
question.
Yeah, I didn't know that he was from that area till way later. I was like, oh damn, because there was a boxing gym, and I don't know if that's the one. There was a few of them, but it was in the Colonia, and I used to always walk by there all the time. I can't remember what the name of the gym was, but I remember the gym, and there was walk by there, and I could see dudes working out and stuff, and I was like, huh. You know, and you never know. He could have been in there. Who knows who could have been in there at that time?
Right.
You know, De La Hoya could have. Oh no, De La Hoya was from East LA.
East LA.
Yeah, but you know those boxers, they travel from gym to gym.
Yeah.
You know, they go and they spar everywhere.
Living out there, you ever, I don't know, get curious or go into a gym? Like,
Not at that time, bro. It's because at that time we weren't stable. We weren't stable, you know. Unfortunately, you know, parents at the time weren't doing so well. You know, the drug addiction and all that, and it was rough. It was a rough few years till. That's why I said, you know, I was kind of glad to come back over here, you know. But you know, my parents went through a hard time, you know, with the addiction and everything, and it wasn't a good area. I don't know if you guys were familiar with the Lemon Tree Hotel, I think it was called.
sounds familiar.
No? Oxnard Boulevard. It was right around Oxnard Boulevard, the Lemon Tree Hotel. Man, it was one of those hotels, bro, that it was like you see in the movies. Okay, it was like a 3-tier hotel, and it was only one room each hotel, one single bed, maybe 2 if you got lucky, and it was a communal restroom and showers, bro.
Okay.
Yeah, so everybody shared it. It was one of those things, you know. And we stayed there for a while. You know, we used to hop from hotel to hotel. You know, it was an experience. You know, one thing led to another. Ended up in the foster system. You know, me and my sisters and stuff. And you know, dad got locked up, mom got locked up. You know, and that's how we ended up in the foster system. And we stayed with my relative, one of my aunts, my dad's sister. We stayed with them for a little bit. Ended up in the foster system for about over a year and a half or so, till my dad got out. Grandparents got custody and all that. Ended up moving back to the valley, you know.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, I got to see a lot of things, man. You know, had to grow up pretty fast.
I bet.
At that time, I think I was about 11 years old at the time, and my sisters were younger than me. You know, my little sister, she was just a baby. She didn't, you know, she don't even remember that stuff. She was still in diapers.
Wow.
Yeah. It was an experience, so you had to grow up real fast, real quick,
Yeah.
and unfortunately, you learn things and you see things that a kid shouldn't see. You know what I mean? And a lot of that stuff kind of stays with you for a little bit, you know. But now things are going good. Grew up. My dad got custody. He did his best raising us. Down the road, he ended up getting married when I think it was I was freshman in high school when he got married. Got married with his lady. He's still with her today. I have another sister, by her. So things are all good. Sisters are doing well. So everything turned out pretty good. And just living life still.
Right.
Yeah, but that area was I was glad to be back. But last time I went to Oxnard, because I have another sister over there, because my mom got married and stuff, and she seems to be doing well over there. And Oxnard has really changed, man. The last time I was there, it's gotten really nice. That hotel is long gone.
I was gonna say,
long gone, man. I saw funny story. I was there at the hotel. I remember there was a lot of drug dealing going on. A lot of drug dealing, prostitution, like I said. Seen a lot of things. One of the funniest things I ever saw, we're sitting up there, and like I said, it was 3 tiers, and there was an empty dirt lot, and then there was an alleyway. This drug dealer, in a wheelchair, drug dealer, used to always park in that alley right there, and we saw him get busted one time. They dragged him out. The narcs showed up. They dragged him out of the car, set him on his wheelchair. This dude, he was a G, man. He was in a wheelchair, a drug dealer, in a suit, bro. I still remember. He had a suit on. He had his driver with him, right? They pulled their asses out of the car, man. And I'm sitting there and I'm watching, and the narc, he's in his face, and he grabs him by the shirt, and I guess he's yelling at him like, "Where are the drugs at? Where are the drugs at?" He's like, "I don't have no drugs," And they're searching the car and everything, and when the cops had their back facing him, the other guy, they had him against the car, and they're searching the car. He reaches into his suit pocket and throws something out, and all you see is like a little white thing fly out, and everybody who's watching, you hear everybody go like that, so bro, it was the funniest thing.
That sucked.
Because they had him by the neck like this. Where are the drugs? I don't have any. And they're searching the car. Well, they ended up rolling him up, on suspicion and all that. They took him over there. See this one lady, bro.
Dude, the play on words is so ridiculous right now. Go ahead. They rolled him up.
They rolled him up, bro. They and then I saw this crackhead lady. She comes out from I don't know where, bro. She runs over there. She starts looking. She finds a little bag, bro. Takes off.
Oh, he got checked,
dude. So she ended up coming up on whatever it was. I'm assuming it was probably coke or heroin or something like that,
Yeah.
But it was like, oh, bro, it was crazy. Staying at the hotel was crazy, man. One time there was down the street. You had to walk down the alley. Well, I used to take the shortcut down the alley because there was this burger place on the corner. It was called Buddy Burgers, and as far as I know, it's still there to this day. Bro, if you get ever in Oxnard, you got to stop at Buddy Burgers. The best chili cheese burgers or chili cheese dogs, bro. The chili is a flavor and a taste that I've never had anywhere else. It's
that
like it is the bomb, bro, and it's still there to this day.
Damn.
Anyways, one time I had like $5 on me, bro. I was like, oh, I'm gonna go get me a burger. I don't even know if I had enough money at the time. And I'm walking by, and like I said, there was always some shit going down that alley. There's this car parked right there in the alley, and I'm walking, and I kind of look over. I'm always looking at my surroundings. I was a kid,
Yeah.
I'm walking, and I'm like, I look through the back window, and I'm like, what the hell's going on? And I'm looking. Bro, there's 2 people, man. It must have been a prostitute and there's some John, bro, and they're just going at it, bro. They're getting after it, bro. She's on top of him, bro, and I'm like, oh damn. Well, that's not something you see every day, And I took off, went and got my burger. It's like, wow. You know,
Damn.
but the stuff that you would see, bro, like,
Yeah.
Did you ever normalize anything of that? Like, did it feel normal to you at the time, or did you know that? Yeah, this shit's just
Yeah, no,
you're in a bad.
yeah, no, I
surrounding.
knew I was in a
Oh,
bad situation, bro. I knew it. You know, I was like, man, you know, and that's why I was always very protective of my sisters.
gotcha.
You know, being girls and
Right.
stuff like that. You know, and it was crazy. I was like, oh, that's not good, man. That's not good. You know,
Yeah.
but you know, I never looked at it as normal, but it was something that always happened in that area. Always happened. You know, people getting jumped and beat up. You know,
Mhm.
I saw this guy got in a fight with these two paisas over some chick. You know, and the chick they used to manage, her parents managed, or the mom managed the hotel. So I don't know what was going on right there. You know, I guess they
Damn.
kind of wanted, you know, stuff with the chick, and the two paisas did, and the boyfriend ended up beating up the two paisas right there. That was funny, you know, beat the hell out of them. But yeah, it's all kinds of crazy stuff, man. You know,
Man.
but hip hop was big in that area, man. I remember anything we used to find, for cardboard and go in the alley, go in the corner, dance on the corners, maybe get some money, and stuff like that. It was cool, man. Back then, I think I saw Beat Street like 10 times when I was a little kid.
That was the shit.
Yeah, when it came out, and then it was Beat Street. I think Beat Street came out, and then Breakin' came out after that. I think it was, so that was pretty cool.
That was cool. He took me by the park. Huh?
Oh yeah, I showed him.
That was cool.
I showed him the spots in L.A.
Yeah,
Yeah,
where they did.
where they filmed.
Yeah,
Where they filmed. What do you call it?
Breakin'.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Going back to Oxnard, there's actually I can't remember the name of it. It's a Mexican restaurant. The owners are actually from Brawley.
No kidding.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of the restaurant.
Johnny's. No, I'm just
Johnny's.
kidding. Said Raleigh.
Yeah, but the owners are originally from Brawley.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but
Do you know the name of the family?
my dad knows. Yeah, he knows who they are.
That's not a Mexican
Yeah.
last name. My dad knows.
That could be anybody.
But speaking of the hood, granted we grew up on the east side. I mean, we saw our fair share of stuff here in the valley, but nothing like when I moved to San Bernardino. That was the very first place that I moved to, and I'm looking at the review. I'm trying to find a good apartment, and then it says, oh, close to the university, and University of San Bernardino, or San Bernardino, and it says, luxurious apartments, and it's like, I was like, oh, one bedroom is $400 a month. You can't do that.
Right.
Shit.
So, man, lo and behold, I move into a motherfucking Crip neighborhood.
Oh wow!
You
That's
know?
why you wear so much blue. This guy.
Yeah, and it's just like, and like I said, growing up in the east side of Brawley, it still didn't compare to the shit that I saw out there.
Yeah.
And luckily it was a 6-month lease, so it was just like, yeah.
Thank God.
Couldn't wait for it to get over.
Every night, I heard the fucking ghetto bird. You know what I mean?
Chopper.
And people don't know what the ghetto bird is. It's,
a chopper.
It's a chopper, and it's just like, and I was just like, I guess somewhat of a culture shock,
Yeah.
because it's just like, fuck, I'm in the hood,
Yeah.
and hearing gunshots and shit, and, and just like, and then you drive down the street and it's the same thing, fucking prostitutes fucking on the corners and literally squatting, taking a piss, and I was just like, what the fuck?
Everything you described, I saw in high school, but it was not gang related. Okay, go ahead. Go on.
Yeah, same thing. Seeing fucking drug deals go down, and it was just like, damn. And granted, like, okay, I worked for a dealership out there, and I started off working as a porter, washing cars and doing that.
Yeah.
Then one time they told me, hey, I need you to go pick up this customer. And I was like, all right. And they gave me the address, and I was like, oh, shit. And it's literally like it's like almost like a gated community, but it's the fucking hood.
Yeah.
You know. And I
What?
was just like, yeah,
That makes no sense.
right? But if you roll, there's
Who lives there? Kanye?
That's to keep the riffraff out, bro.
right. I was just like, so. I sure enough, and the customer lives in there, and I pull into the block, and I'm at the stop sign, and some dude pulls out a strap, and he's what you bang? What state you from? And I was like, the van says Toyota San Bernardino. What the?
Oh, so you're San Bernardino.
Yeah. You know? And I was like, I'm literally in a fucking shuttle van. You know, here to pick up a customer. And this is like,
But what do you say? No, we roll Nissan here,
yeah,
homie.
right? You know, it's just like, and I'm like, in my head, I'm like, okay, this was, you know, he's got a strap, and literally in my head, I'm like, dude, like, you really fucking trying to bang on me? Like,
Thank God you weren't UPS, fool. Because imagine. No, we got the packages, bro.
Drop them off right here.
So, you know, there's quite a few things that I've experienced, you know, and just like.
And a Toyota van?
Yeah, dude, it's straight in a
That's
work
crazy.
van. Wow. You know, and it's just like, these guys, they didn't care.
They didn't care.
You know?
Where you from?
You know, it's just
What's
like,
that you claim?
yeah, I was like, I'm repping Toyota. You know? It's just like, you know, but yeah, it's just, you know, like I said, I had, like I said, at first it was a culture shock to me, and then I was just like, oh, fuck it, I live here, you know, where I gotta.
Wait, what'd you tell him?
Huh?
I want to know the rest of the story.
Well, I just looked at him. I was like, dude, I was like, I don't bang, and plus I'm at work, and and he just stayed quiet. And I said, I'm actually here to pick up your neighbor.
Yeah.
Oh, I cut, and I was like, all right, like, you know, it's just, you know, and I had mentioned it at work. I was like, hey, you know, should we carry anything, taser, pepper spray?
Yeah.
I, was like,
Oh my God.
I said, because we're literally going into some ghetto ass neighborhoods to pick up these people.
Yeah.
You know? So it was just, yeah, that was one experience that was just like, damn. But
I feel there's a little more to the story. I want to know what the customer have to say.
oh, I picked her up and I said, I go, hey, is that your neighbor? And she goes, oh yeah. She goes, they're always, you know. I go, they're always what, banging?
Yeah.
And she goes, yeah. She goes, but you know, they don't mess with me. I go, well, he tried to mess with me right now.
You should have took her through a blood neighborhood.
You know.
Just drop her off. There you go.
You know? And she goes, yeah. She goes, a lot of them, you know, yeah, they're strapped, but they're still all talk. You know?
She said, that's just Clarence. He's just playing. That's just Clarence. Don't trip.
Yeah, but and then, funny story. So I'm at work, and then I was like, they're like, I sent somebody, because I was actually, this is when I became in charge of all the guys washing the cars and stuff, right? So I sent the guy. I said, hey, I need you to go pick up this customer. The customer's name's, she goes by the name of Sweetie. And I go,
The singer?
She's on Waterman and Baseline. She's at work.
That's her real name?
Yeah, she goes by the name Sweetie. Right?
That's her stage name, dog.
So he said, he's all right. I go, Waterman and Baseline. And Waterman and Baseline, it's a bad street. You know what I mean? There's fucking hookers everywhere. You know? So
how come you didn't take me down there? Sorry, go ahead.
Sightseeing.
So anyways, you know, he's all right, yeah, and I go, just give her a call, let her know that you're on the way. And he goes, okay, you know, and he said, all right. I go, her name's Sweetie, and I just said, I go, she's a big black lady, you know what I mean? So I can't miss her.
Yeah.
And she goes, she's gonna be waiting out, like literally almost on the corner of like Baseline and Waterman.
Mm-hmm.
So he shows up, and I see him coming back, and like she's going like this to him, and I was just like, what the fuck? And I look, and I was like, and then he flips a bitch and goes back out, and then he takes off, and I was like, what the hell? I was like, and then so the customer's calling me, says, hey, he hasn't picked me up, and I was just like, okay, you know. So I'm trying to put the story together.
Yeah.
And it was like, okay, he hasn't picked you up. And I was just like, no, okay, all right, you know what? I go, I'm gonna send another driver out who's gonna go pick you up so you can pick up your vehicle. So that driver goes and picks him, and then he finally comes back, and he goes, bro, he goes, what the fuck, man? And I said, he goes, dude, he goes, I picked up a fucking hooker. And I said, I go, how? And he goes, well, I pulled up at the corner, and I said, sweetie, and she goes, yeah, honey, that's me. Yeah, honey. And it's just, so she thought he was calling her, hey, sweetie. Yeah. So she hopped in the van.
Did you guys get pranked?
Right. She hopped in the van, you know, and he's bringing her back, and then so I go, so where the hell did you fucking leave her? He goes, she told me to leave her at the Salvation Army. And I was just like, I go, really? And I go, dude, you picked up a fucking hooker. And I was like, I gotta tell everybody.
Did you tell his wife?
I was like, I had to tell
I hope
everybody.
he didn't tell his wife.
And everybody's fucking laughing at work. They're like, dude, this guy picked up a hooker.
Wow, dude.
Yeah, so, man, it was just good times.
That is funny. No,
Accidentally picked up a hooker. Ain't that some shit?
you're like, you know what? I need your real name.
Yeah.
Not your working name. I need your real name. You know, unless it says sweetie on the ID card, I ain't getting you.
Mm-hmm. But yeah. So, you know, it's just San Bernardino is that's what they call it now. You know, San Bernardino. You know, 'cause, yeah, man, it's pretty bad.
What dealership were you working for at that time?
At that time, I was at Toyota San Bernardino.
Said Toyota. Oh, okay,
Yeah.
that's right.
Yeah.
Wow. Damn, any hooker stories, bro?
Allegedly. That's all I'm gonna say.
We're not talking about the Casona, are we?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So.
Wow, dude.
But yeah. You know, just I was out there for a long time. Yeah. I never thought I was gonna move back. You know,
Everybody always does, bro.
Yeah.
Everybody
You
I've
moved
known.
back?
Yeah. You know what I mean? And actually, I moved. I moved to San Diego. In fact, I was living in San Diego when I met my wife. My wife's from down here, you know, and but I was living over there, and I used to come down here on the weekends because I, you know, still have, you know, my roots are here, and just come party, whatever, you know, and I ended up meeting my wife down here. So her family's down here and stuff, and we ended up moving back to the valley. We moved back, and then they moved away. You know, then,
shit,
they live.
sucks.
They live up in Anaheim now.
Damn.
Yeah.
Mickey Mouse.
They did you guys dirty.
Yeah, I was like, okay. I tell them eventually you guys are gonna move back. You know, my father-in-law is gonna retire next year. He's talking about moving back, and my mother-in-law ain't having it. You know, but we'll see. You know, like eventually they all come back.
Yeah, and it's, you know, because my wife, she's from LA.
Oh, okay.
You know, so she's
There's no getting used to this. Just period.
yeah.
That's why I tell everybody, you don't get used to it. You just learn to deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But I mean, overall, the valley, dude. I mean, I like the valley. You know, I think it's a good place to raise the kids, small communities and stuff. You know.
Well, I mean, Brawley's pretty crazy.
Brawley's hot right now, man.
Is it?
Brawley's, yeah, it's the block is hot.
No kidding.
Yeah, the east side.
Yeah, I mean, it hasn't been that crazy in like in years, but even back then, like, you didn't hear so many shootings. Like, you heard more like, well, I did kind of normalize it. Walking home from school when you had to go like straight in, because you had everyone outside fighting with like pipes, bats, like rivals literally live across the street from each other.
Yeah.
Like, but I mean, if you heard of drive-bys, I really think they weren't trying to hit anybody. I think they were just trying to make a scene or scare.
Yeah.
Because back then I didn't hear as much as like someone, oh, so and so got shot. And
Yeah.
now it's like they don't fight.
No.
No. And if they do, then the guy that loses usually is the one that gets like heated, and he'll go be the first one to pick up a gun.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's a disconnection. Like, not saying to be gang related or anything, but like I feel like just in everything, like there is no like big homie. There's no everything is like there is no levels. Anyone can call their own shots.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird.
And I, speaking of, that, like there's no outlook for, outlet for, these kids, and as much as, people do try and,
Yeah.
it's just, it goes back to, just being in the hood and,
Yeah.
it's sad, and that's why, um, I give a lot of praise, like, because I didn't live in Boyle Heights, but I spent a lot of time there.
Yeah.
Um, because of the music scene.
Yeah.
And Boyle Heights, I mean, Boyle Heights is
It's
really,
rough.
it's a hood.
Yeah. No,
You
it's
know?
rough.
And I think if it wasn't for Father Greg Boyle, priest, who, I don't know if you've ever heard of it. It's called Homeboy Industries.
No.
Okay, Homeboy Industries, they come out of jail, of course, nobody wants to hire a convict,
Right.
so, Father Greg Boyle would, he'd bring these people in and, and show them a trade and, get them jobs and, so he has Homeboy Industries, they have Homegirl Cafe, so they have, they sell coffee, they make pastries and everything. And, they actually went to culinary art school, after. So, Father Greg Boyle is your second chance, of life.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of these actors, or I'll even go Felipe Esparza. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Felipe
Oh,
Esparza.
yeah. I love his comedy, man.
Yeah.
He's funny.
Father Greg Boyle helped him.
Really?
Yeah. Joseph Lucero, he's a lot of the few of these actors from Mayans MC.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if you're familiar with the show.
Oh, bro.
Yeah.
I can't miss it,
Right.
bro.
The one that plays Coco
Yeah.
came out of Homeboy Industries.
He's
yeah.
he's an OG.
Yeah,
then.
the one that plays Creeper
Yeah.
out of Homeboy Industries, and it's good.
Yeah.
It's just they, and a lot of people don't get that second chance of life.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
and I feel like it's not that bad here, but there's no guidance.
Right.
There's no guidance.
Well, like one of the interviews that we had done, well, I did it. I don't think you were available. It was with Mark.
Oh, okay.
He used to run the teen center, so back in the day, like I would show up here and there, and he had gotten like pool tables. He had activities. They had like a big screen TV, so they had like movie nights.
Mm-hmm.
And then I remember one time they even had like a recording studio, and I was like, oh shit, like that's
Right up
pretty
my
good.
alley.
Like, yeah, so I would go out there, check it out, and like you see the kids interested, and like we'd have like shows. And back then I used to rap, so he would give us like opportunity to go, show our skills out there. We'd hire different types of musicians, and this went on for a couple of years. And then like everything else, they have to cut programs, to save money.
Funding.
And then where do the kids go? Back to the streets.
Yeah.
It's sad, but I mean, they look at it as like, well, it's not making us money. I was like, okay, well, I mean, I guess problems, crimes, it does technically, but I mean, it's sad.
Does Brawley still have the Boys and Girls Club? Is it still active?
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
They just got like a new sign also, new lit up sign and
Yeah.
so.
I think the teen center's back up is just being run by like different people,
Uh-huh.
but it's just like that guy I knew for sure had his heart in it. Like he really
Yeah.
like he went the extra mile.
Yeah.
I don't know the new people, but like it's just he went from that and then he went into jumped into other things, and you could tell like when people are really like have the kids' best interest
Right.
in it.
Right. Yeah, I think that's why I think sports is really important.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it does give them a bit of an outlet. unfortunately, like certain sports are like, the parents can't afford them. You know what I mean? I remember when I lived in Oxnard, um, when we were staying with my aunt over. I still remember the address, 1201 North G Street. There was a school in a park across the street, and I remember baseball season came around and stuff, and my aunt's neighbors. We lived in this apartment complex, and they would all play baseball, you know. And I remember when I was a kid, I was like, damn, I want to play, but didn't, my dad was a mechanic. He always worked with his hands, and even at that time, like I said, it was rough. So no money or anything like that for that. But man, I was like, I wanted to play baseball so bad. I wanted to do any sport I wanted to do, and so I think that's why I got into the breakdancing thing because
Cool.
it was free. You know what I mean? It was
Right.
free. All you needed was a ghetto blaster. There was always a homie that had a ghetto blaster, and you know which ones I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And but yeah, I remember, man, I wanted to play sports so bad, and the only time I ever got into anything that was organized, believe it or not, when I was in foster care. I got into wrestling.
Oh
You
wow.
know, so I did wrestling for a season there and everything, and wrestled. We practiced at the high school with some of the high school guys, and that was cool, man. Like I really needed that, and I think sports, especially wrestling, football, any of the sports, man, it's such a good outlet for kids. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
it teaches you something. It teaches you the hard work, and especially like wrestling, man. You're gonna face adversity. That one on one, is football is great. I love football. That's my thing. But wrestling, it's a different animal. You know what I mean? Because it's one on one. It's
Yeah.
not you don't have. It's not like football. You got 10 other guys on the field to help you. It's just you and that guy. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And if he gets you, he gets you. If you get him, you get him. You know what I mean? But I think wrestling is very essential, for boys and girls. Because back then there was no girl wrestlers. It was very rare.
Right.
And now like female wrestling, man, it's a big deal. It's a real big deal, and they're giving out scholarships left and right for female wrestling athletes. You know what I mean? But sports in general, I think it's essential for kids, man, growing up, and giving them a different outlook and getting them off the streets. The sad part is that if you are fortunate to join a sport, when you leave practice or games, you still end up back in the same element. But
Mm-hmm.
you know, I guess it all depends, on parents and coaches who care. Because I know there's a lot of coaches who do really care legit, about their guys,
Yeah.
or girls, and we have that in the valley. I see that a lot. There
Mhm.
is coaches out there, but I think if there's somehow some way it was easier for kids to join sports, I think eventually the turnaround of these kids, growing up and doing something better with their lives, I think would be, I think the percentage would go up,
Yeah.
if we made it more, what's the word I'm looking for? More accessible for
Right.
the kids. You know what I mean? Because I think if I would have continued with sports and all that when I was a kid, if that was the scene for me back then, I think a lot of things would have turned out different for me in my life. You
Mhm.
know, and that's why like my kids, I got them in sports and stuff, and all of
Yeah.
them, whether it's one sport or various sports. It's like I tell them, you're going to do something. You got to do something, because I think it really helps their character and everything.
I think that's why it's good. Like, for example, Snoop. You know what I mean? He started his league,
Yeah.
and it's great because, especially those hoods in LA, man. You know,
Yeah.
definitely rough.
Yeah.
So, and I think it's good that Snoop. I don't know if you ever saw the Netflix special that he had.
No, I haven't
Not a
seen
special, but it was actually I think it was a couple of seasons. About him coaching and
it. Mm-hmm.
being
A mentor.
and these kids, man. It's it's rough.
Yeah. And that's good, 'cause especially for a guy like that has the he has the means to be able to do it, you know, because I mean everything everything takes money to do it, you know, and the fact that he gave back like that, man, that's huge, bro. That's huge, you know. Is his program still going, or
I'm not sure.
you know, I'm sure he's probably still involved and stuff like that. He
Yeah.
helps the funding and all that, you know,
Yeah.
because I remember when my oldest son was playing down here. I remember that was a big talk about the league that Snoop had started, you know, up in LA and stuff, you know, and at the time we had a team that went all the way to I think it was like the semifinals or the finals of regionals, and if we would have won, they were talking about we might be able to play one of his teams over there. Unfortunately, we lost in the it was a tight game, but yeah, a lot of the kids were looking forward like, man, we might go play Snoop's team, you know. Yeah, it was pretty cool, but I remember he was a big deal back then. You
Yeah.
know? But yeah, man. So what's up? What's up with the next agenda for you guys? When are you guys DJing again, or what's the next interview for you guys?
I don't. I know there's quite a few people that we need to get on our shows.
It's like hit and miss. If it's not me, it's him. If it's not him, it's the people.
Yeah.
It's just hit or miss.
Yeah. So
Schedules, huh?
scheduling. That's the main thing, you know.
Yeah, and I know we all have stuff we're doing.
And for a while, when we started, it was just like it's gonna be a once a week thing.
Yeah.
You know, it's gonna be we're gonna cover something.
Yeah.
Like we had.
We're doing pretty good at the beginning.
Yeah, and then it's just.
I'm thinking just COVID really just slowed things like dramatically, and then trying to get back on there because you still have guests or people that are kind of like, I don't know if they want to come over. The whole COVID thing still.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know.
Yeah.
And then traveling is like kind of out of the question now with the gas prices.
I know, man. It's just
Shit.
it's through the roof.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we got to keep everything local now, you know, or if somebody's coming down, you know, try to get them on and, you know, promote whatever, you know, shows they got going on or whatever it is that they're doing. That's why, like, with me, when, you know, again, people are asking me, what do you want to talk about? I'm like, we want to talk about anything. You know what I'm saying? If you got something, you know, you want to just rant and shoot the shit, get some stuff off your chest, let's do it. I don't care.
Breakdancing.
Uh-huh.
Did you get any flack from your family or parents? Or they were like supportive?
I think. No, you know, as far as I can't remember. No, they were
cool with it. Yeah, I couldn't. I had to hide
Really?
because my parents thought it was gang related.
No kidding.
And I'm like, I don't know. Like, I would like back then in Brawley, there was the plaza where people would go meet up and like show off whatever they learned, or there's battles, and I was like, I would always try to go to those things and I couldn't. So the places I would be able to dance were like in like Campo, like even worse than. But that's where my parents felt comfortable visiting family.
Yeah.
And it's so weird. It's the opposite. Like, I'll tell you another story. Like, I've told you a couple times. Like, out here, I wasn't able to go anywhere. My parents said, go to school, come straight home.
Yeah.
And then in Mex, I'd go visit my grandma's house with my family. Of course, I was young, and they'd be like, "Go away, cause you're being nosy. You're being, you know." So I'm walking like 10 blocks to go play video games, and like they don't even know where I'm at, if I'm okay, if they just give me like a bunch of quarters.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is so, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I remember like trying to go to places and I knew there was gonna be battles and stuff like that, and like, no, it's gang related. It wasn't until I hit junior high where there was like the class. I don't know if you remember like Chantanelle and Total Eclipse.
Yeah.
I was the last year of Total Eclipse. I was in that one. Total Eclipse was the breakdancing crew that was part of the school.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to leave class on field trips if you had the grades, showed up to practice, and I was like, fuck yeah, I'm going to leave class.
Yeah.
So I'd go, and, those trips were fun. And I had to explain to my mom, look, yes, it's part of a class. Yeah, I'm getting points. No, I don't think I got points or anything for that. Just an extracurricular. but yeah, and then I would go walking, and class was always like at 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning before class. So I mean, it wasn't until then where they were kind of like, okay, I guess it's a school thing.
So they
whatever.
made it part of the like the.
It was part of school for a couple of years, right? I don't remember when it started.
Total Eclipse had been around for a while.
Wow.
Early
Yeah.
80s, maybe.
I would say 90s, early 90s.
Early 90s.
Yeah, it had to have been. Yeah, because
95, I entered junior high.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it was already there?
And they were already there. Yeah.
Okay.
oh wow, see, I didn't even know that was a thing back then.
Yeah. And then they started the Quebradita Club, too. So it was
That
just
one
like-
didn't last for
it
us.
didn't.
We barely had people that wanted to do the other dances.
Yeah.
So, you know.
So did other schools have this as well?
I don't know.
I don't know if they
I don't know.
Wow, because I had never heard of that.
I don't know. I don't know if El Centro or Calexico.
know if
I
they
have
did.
no idea if they had any crews in their schools.
Right.
I just remember going on the bus one time on a field trip. I forgot where they took us. Like there was like nothing out there. There was like countryside. I remember like took like 2-3 hours to get out there. I don't remember where we were at. I just know that a girl fell asleep, and my homie was like, "Hey, watch, check this out." And he put a saladito in her mouth. Girl almost died. So I was just dying laughing. But she was okay. She was still alive. But like just getting out, and I'm like, yes, this is what I signed up for. Like to leave class and do pranks and
Wow.
break dance and yeah, we even did the fair one time, the fairgrounds. Like they had us go perform in front of people. Yeah,
That's crazy.
that was the only time I think I was not shy, like to perform in front of people, like dancing. I don't know why. It's just my mind was somewhere else.
Wow.
Other than that, I did not like public speaking. Nothing.
Yeah.
I was always like, if I had to be in a drama class, I was the curtain guy. I was like, nah, I don't want to be in the spotlight. Nah.
Wow.
But breakdancing, I was okay with. It was weird.
What was your favorite move?
I mean, I guess the generic windmill.
The windmill, right?
Yeah.
That was like the hardest thing to learn, man.
For me, it was the flare. Like from flare, well, windmill to flare to like head spin. That was. I got it down, but by the time I got it down, everyone stopped breakdancing.
You were able to do the flare?
Yeah,
Were you able to ever do, were you able to crab?
I could grab a little bit. I was mostly spin on my hand though, like on the one hand.
The one hand spin?
That's
Yeah.
crazy. We're talking about all these damn moves, man.
Dude,
It's crazy.
But you seen all the shit they come up with now?
I know.
It's ridiculous.
Oh, bro.
But I'll never
Stupid.
forget.
Crazy
Main
good.
Street, my cousin David,
Uh-huh.
he paused it and he goes, "Dude, you gotta check this out." There's one of the guys from, I think it was Bronx Rockers,
Uh-huh.
does a fucking nickel drop.
Oh, that shit was dope.
What was the
When-
nickel
when
drop?
When he throws himself
Yeah.
and he like lands on his shoulder, huh, and
To
he
do
pops
that.
Oh,
back
yeah,
up.
that's right.
And we were just like, damn. And it was the battle at the Roxy.
Yeah, the Roxy.
You know?
Yeah, I remember
Yeah,
the scene.
so
That's like my favorite part of
oh yeah,
the movie,
Yeah,
the battle.
right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know. So yeah, that nickel drop. I was just like,
We went from that nickel drop to it's because what is it called? He calls it windmill, but what did we call it? We had a different name for it.
gyros.
Gyros. Yeah, we would go for the nickel drop that I saw was like that. You throw yourself and you did the gyro and stood back up. And that was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Now you see these guys like spinning on like fucking nuts. It's
And
crazy.
sliding on their heads.
Yes.
Yeah.
That when I've seen the head spin, I had heard about it when I would do it, but I was never able to do it.
You
But
know-
like they start jumping while they're spinning on their head, and
Oh, hell no.
I was like, yeah, no, that's too advanced.
Remember Steve Savala?
Yeah,
Dude, that guy. He was one of the best head spinners.
crazy.
Yeah, he was just always spinning and
Yeah.
Monster and
Yeah.
Roy Hassa.
Oh man.
Yeah, dude, it goes back like I mean, Brawley had some.
They had some really
had
good dancers.
Yeah,
They
had some
had
good-
my cousin Druli. They had, and then from, I'm not sure if he was from Nyland or from Calipat, Jamal. He is probably like the
Jamal,
best
yeah.
breakdancer.
That's
here.
what they had. Their dance crew was called FM Floor Masters.
Floor Masters. Yeah,
Yeah.
that dude
Yeah.
was insane. Even
Yeah.
back then, you're
Mhm.
like, how the fuck is he doing?
Yeah.
this shit?
Yeah, so
I got to see him like years later because he ended up rapping too. So he had gone through my studio at the time.
it's crazy.
Yeah.
He took me back. Whoa.
Yeah, now that dancing has evolved, dude. Big
Mhm.
time, bro. Like when I see it on TV, I was like, wow, dude. Like, you know, the Bronx Rockers, the New York Breakers, they don't have nothing on these guys, man. Like the stuff they're doing now,
It's insane.
dude. Like,
They're not human.
dude, that's why I'm amazed. Like the flair was like back then was, dude. If you could do the flair, man, I mean, you were the shit. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I could never get it, bro. I could never get it. I see this, and I'd get close, but I could never get my legs back around. You know, I'm like, dude, I can't
Yeah.
get this, man. It took so much like ab strength and leg strength to do it. I mean, I felt I don't know, you know.
I got it down by 9th grade, but by 9th grade, nobody in Brawley was breakdancing anymore. Because I started like 5th grade, 6th grade,
Mhm.
sucked. 7th grade, 8th grade, I was progressing. Once I got to 9, that's when I could do all that shit. But nobody was doing it anymore. Nobody. Because right here, 97, 98, well, at least here in Brawley, like, that's when we started getting house music, deep house.
Alright.
That was shit also.
Man. And the thing is, yeah, I mean, and Deep House, it started in 94, 95
Yeah.
in LA.
Uh-huh.
And then they had the ditch parties, and that's why, like, famous DJs, back then, and they were DJing these ditch parties, DJ Linwood, DJ Irene, DJ Richard Humpty Vision, and it was just, I think that's what got me into saying, I want to DJ.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I've done music. I started an R&B group.
No kidding.
Yeah, with my cousin.
That was like my favorite group of all time. Were you guys before the Backstreet Boys? I think so, huh? Or around the same time.
It was around the same time, like when like the boy bands started
Uh-huh.
coming out, Backstreet Boys, NSYNC, and
Yeah.
Because that video that I had, it's weird. I had a video of them performing because it was the same time that I was like still breakdancing, and we're both on the same
Hey,
tape.
you still got the video?
Yeah, we were
got it
still
on
on.
my phone
He's
right
got it on his
now.
phone.
Yeah.
So like,
Oh man, I
was
wish
a-
we could put it on the
it
screen.
was a trip. But I mean, I want to say 97, 98. That's when you guys, because they had already been doing it since 97, no?
Yeah.
Because I remember you guys competed in like 2 talent shows.
Mm-hmm.
So in 97, how old were you in 97?
Man. 97, 98. I think I was what, maybe a sophomore?
Probably.
Yeah, sophomore. So
You were a sophomore.
Yeah.
Damn. I was living in San Diego at the time. Holy shit.
yeah, so and I'm always like, no, you know what? You better focus on school, and I think that's the only thing she would get on my case because I ain't gonna lie, man, my grades were bad.
Yeah.
My mind was just focused on music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was just like, no, I'm gonna do music. I'm gonna do music, and yeah,
You still ended up doing music because you ended up being a DJ.
yeah, and back then we had what do you call you had to do your senior project,
Yeah.
and I was the only one. I think literally I thought out of the box. I was like, I'm gonna do it on DJ mixing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Well, number one, back then that shit was fucking expensive.
yeah,
Oh yeah.
Because now you can get like a $200 controller.
Yeah.
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 Everything's connected to a laptop. Like you had to carry records. You had to carry like.
I remember I had 4 crates of
Amplifiers.
records. Digging through crates,
Yeah.
and and beat matching by listening
ear.
and just
Yeah.
and
And you still had to time it because when the record starts, it's
Yeah.
and then different turntables have different torques. So some start off, and then some
So
progress.
you came up like the OG style
Yeah.
Yeah,
DJ.
he started off with
That- that-
turntables.
yeah, the old.
And so, you know what I mean? And that's when, like, you know, the rebels and, you know, the groovers, you know, the whole rave and the whole rave scene was hot, you know, house music and
Did you ever do like a DJ battles? You know how they used to have those back then? If they still
you
have
know
them?
what? I never did a DJ battle, but
Were you still here?
yeah, I'm still hearing it. Yeah.
Man, I didn't know any DJs.
Yeah.
I didn't know any DJs. The only one I knew was from the school dances. That guy, because he did. He
But-
still does all like
Yeah.
the school dances.
But my mentor was DJ Adam Amuse.
Oh, he's the shit.
Yeah, you know, and so just and DJ Rebel and you know,
Yeah.
and it was just like a big, like the late '90s was just big on house music.
I wonder if you guys knew my cousin, because he used to DJ down here,
Mhm.
but he passed away. But he was only like 3 years younger than me.
Mm-hmm.
His name was Eddie, but his name he used to go by Tiny. Eddie Ramos. His cards used to say Boogie Down Sounds.
I'm not
No,
sure.
don't sound familiar. No, yeah, he was doing DJing for a while there, you know, and he used to always get gigs, especially like for like the sheriff's departments and stuff, for their parties and all. He used to do a lot of DJing.
He
for
was
those
out of El
guys.
Centro.
Out of El Centro,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
and he was from the, you know, he basically grew up in the east side as well, you know, from that part of the hood, more like the
Cool,
countryside, but we claim the east side.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, he used to do a lot of that, you know, and he did the turntable deal and all that, you know. That's why.
I remember I had this. It was like I was digging through the crates, right, and I pulled out this. It was a Latin record, and it was like a salsa, you know, and I think that's the very first time that I was like, oh shit, I'm beat matching.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I got so excited because it was just like, and the salsa was playing, and I threw on it was this,
Tortilla.
This salsa needs a tortilla.
I threw on a house track, and you know, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna blend this, and I started blending. And I was just like,
Dang.
I was just in, like, oh shit, I'm doing this.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, same thing. My mind was just like, you know, I was just like, it was just like a different, like, it just took me to a different level. I was
Yeah,
just
it's like you had this a weird type of a breakthrough in something, huh?
yeah, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh shit.
Yeah.
And I was just like, man, it sounded so, it just sounded badass.
And did you record that?
Well, no, because
We didn't have nothing to record.
I didn't have to record with, you know.
Yeah.
So, and yeah, but just remember Power Tools, a DJ crew from LA.
Okay.
They actually came down to Brawley one year, and I can't remember his name. He would do the raves inside billiards upstairs.
I never got to go up there.
No.
No.
Yeah, so they would, these were DJs from Power 106 in LA.
Oh,
holy
Power
shit.
Tools, they brought them down here,
Yeah.
and yeah, it was just, I think that whole vibe, and it just, that's why when we DJ for DJ Irene, it was just like, I go, she was actually one of the reasons I started DJing, and doing house music and that. But yeah, man, it's just, and I ain't gonna lie, like there's times like, now like, we have Twitch now. Like
Yeah.
I want to do like I want to do a segment on Twitch. We call it Sunday House Grooves and just play fucking house music. So I have like these different ideas, for Twitch.
Yeah.
Which we're always brainstorming.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, the other night, man, to me, like I said, that was a big treat for me, man. When you guys went on Twitch and you guys went.
You mean when
live.
he wasn't able to get his laptop running?
No shit.
But bro, I was like, damn, like this was cool, man. I was having a blast, and then I mean, I'm sitting there just listening to you guys, and I was like, man, this is fucking sick, man. Like I had never experienced that, And I was like, wow.
And then when I started DJing that night, because it took me forever, that was a sick ass transition that we did from from when you're fading out, and I faded into. I went into what was it You know, I was just like little things like that.
Yeah.
They get me fucking excited because it's like it just sounds sick. You know.
So like back in the day when people get together, like a band or whatever, they get it in the garage, at the house, whatever, and they would call it a jam session.
Yeah.
Now, would that be considered, like you guys got together, would you consider that a jam session in a sense?
Yeah.
Or what would you call it?
Well, I guess it's pretty
same
much
concept, right?
Because we've done it. Like, how many DJs? At Palma's? Shout out Palma.
Yeah.
We had quite a few DJs, and everyone would spin like anywhere from half an hour to an hour, and like we had like a bunch of DJs.
Well, he started it. It was like Sunday afternoon barbecue, and we'd have barbecues, and then just all the DJs. And
we had like we started off maybe like a good 6-7 DJs.
No kidding.
Yeah, and it was cool because we were all, like cookout too.
How often would you guys do that?
We did, I think, 2 at my house. We did 1 right there with you guys. Mm-hmm. We did maybe like 3 with Palma, I think.
No, that was just getting together. You guys never recorded anything and put it like.
Well, the last one we did, it was on Twitch.
And I didn't even go to that one. Remember?
That's true.
Yeah.
The last one we did, it was on Twitch, but see, like the copyright, it lets you go live, but it doesn't let you save it. So it's like, well, we knew we were there though. I mean, that's why now with OBS, you can record the session.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you could post it anywhere.
Okay, because I started following other DJs on Twitch.
Yeah.
Just to build a community.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? To build like, hey, this is who I am. And then those emotes. I sent a few out. Oh, shout out DJ J Steezy. Yeah. Thanks for subscribing. And it gets traction to your page also.
Well, that's kind of like what I'm trying to get at, because like, is that happening right now? Does anybody still do it like that? Or were you guys, because how many DJs did you say you guys had together, like at that barbecue that started spinning?
Maybe about 10.
Probably.
Holy shit. Okay.
That was the most, and I'm still mad at him, but at the same time I'm not, because he went to make money. He was actually working on another contract for another gig. I was like, well, I'm at least happy he's making money.
Yeah. Because I don't know, man. I think you guys could be onto something right there if you guys did like a regular thing.
But the thing is the schedules. Everybody's schedules.
Yeah, but I mean, obviously you two are in. Obviously you guys would be in. But if you guys could get somebody else to come in and basically jam with you guys, and then maybe get another guy. Because like I said, I had a blast, dude. Just fucking, I'm not going to lie. Because, I like, all I can tell you is like, for me, if it sounds good, I'm into it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And what you guys were doing that night, man, like I said, I was into it, bro.
Well, like all our other jam sessions is crazy because you won't hear, number one, you won't hear what a DJ normally plays, because we're booked to play the client's music.
Mm-hmm.
So we're never really booked to play like what we like. So sometimes we'll like throw you off so bad, like when we have like, what's it called, like open format?
Yeah.
Because you'll hear us like go from like hip hop to like rock. Like I remember going from, let's say, Little John, like Turn Down for What, into like Papa Roach. Like, cut myself into pieces.
Mm-hmm.
This is my last.
Yeah.
And people are like, what the fuck? Like, where did that come from? Like, it's just because I think it helps us more because we have like a big musical background.
Yeah.
That we never really just listen to one genre of music.
Right. You guys like I said, if it sounds good, you're into it.
Like, and I think that's another thing too, is like Wild Thoughts by Rihanna. One time I'm driving home and I was like, wait a minute. I was like, play that back. I'm listening. I was like, that's the same sound that Wu-Tang uses on 36 Chambers. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to mix that shit. And, and sure enough, it's just like, it's because our our mind just goes totally somewhere else.
Yeah.
We
you
hear
know?
something that other people sometimes probably wouldn't even think of putting together.
Yeah, and then there's times like, okay, so like Big Lotto right now, she has Big Dick Energy, that song that's freaking blowing up.
Yeah, yeah.
Which
No pun intended.
yeah,
Okay, a little bit. A lot of it.
and if you ask a kid nowadays, like, oh yeah, that's Big Lotto. It's like, no, that was the Tom Tom Club.
Yeah.
That,
Dun,
and, yeah,
dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
and then Mariah Carey.
A fantasy.
Yeah, fantasy.
Yeah.
Same
And-
thing.
Yeah, so it's just like, at one time, just maybe when I got my new controller, I mashed all those 3 songs up together.
No kidding.
And it's just like, and then you go back, I'm like, fuck, I should have recorded this. But and it's just, because, like I said, our mind just goes somewhere else, and
Wow.
like it's just
The creativity that's in your head, man. Yeah, I kind of envy you guys that you guys got that, because I love that stuff, but I was never able to do it. I never was actually around it, but I love music. I love sounds and all that.
Yeah.
And what you guys are able to do, that's like what's in your head, be able to get it out, dude. That's an art form. That's an art form. I mean, I don't know if DJs, if you would consider yourselves artists. I do. You know what I mean? Because you guys are still making music. You guys are doing something that not just anybody could do. I couldn't do it. But I love hearing it. Just like when you see a painting, like, damn, that's a cool painting. I can't paint that shit, but damn, it looks cool. You know what I mean?
like when I played the instrumental the day you were there. I played the instrumental to West Side Connection, to the vocals to Dr. Dre and Eminem.
Yeah.
And it's just like things like that. It's just like, I've thrown some people off. I did Nothing But a G Thing, the vocals to a fucking cumbia.
Yeah.
And it's just like
It's a trip, because I remember doing all this before too, like mashing up everything pretty much I grew up listening to, like with my dad. Like he liked a lot of Santana, he liked a lot of like Doors, and even cumbias, and it's like I remember mixing all these genres, and like it sounded good, and I went years before I got introduced to DJ AM. And when my homie DJ Palma, shout out once again, I was like, dude, I've been doing this, but like with like cumbias and like with other like stuff. Like he was like the first like major DJ to be on the station and live, transitioning all these genres all together. And it's like, just, what is this?
Yeah.
And then I remember like, dude, I've been doing it. It gave me the chills. Like, oh, so, I would never put my mixes out, because I was like, people don't want to hear that shit, because you go like dramatically from one genre to the other.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but like, it's just got to be polished. It's got to be cleaner. So it's like, I was nowhere near a DJ AM, but the concept was the same, like the idea.
So how old were you when you first started? Like once you really got into the DJing and everything, the mixing and all that. How old were you at the time?
That was weird, because it was like maybe like a 2-time thing, and then I stopped. Because I remember I was like 12 or 13, like around junior high, and I just did a party for my parents' compadres, and you're talking like ghetto as fuck, because I had 2 home stereos with like 4 different speakers, but I had all my tapes, cassettes lined up to where the next song is gonna go, CDs. And I was just like, okay, I got these ready. This one ends, and this one's gonna kind of. I had no mixer to work with, so it's like the volume from one stereo's going down and the other one's going up. And I didn't know it was DJing. It's just like I didn't want the people to stop dancing, because if you ever hired a band, you notice they're able to talk in between the next song, so they can get their songs ready,
Cool.
and like I was like, nah, they're just they're wasting time. They're
Yeah.
and I'm like, no, look, we could be paying for like all kinds of music that's going on. It's like, why do you have to stop? It's like it kind of like you see people go sit down, and depending whether the next song hits or not, it's like people either go up or they don't. And I was like, no, we got to keep the party going. So that's where I started. Like one goes down, the other one goes up. Was never taught that.
Right.
I didn't grow up around no other DJs. I didn't see it on TV. The only thing I saw on TVs was scratching.
Yeah.
But there was no like, okay, hey, this is gonna start from the party. This is the middle of the party. This is the end of the party. No, it's just like whenever they told me to stop, I would stop. But I did that like 2 times, and then I didn't pick it up until like years later, not until like 2007.
2007. So how old were you in 2007?
A lot younger than I am now.
Well, because what I'm trying to get at is because I'm thinking about when you said how your parents didn't want you breakdancing, right? They're like, nah, screw that. You're not going to do that. What I want to know is when you did your first mixtape and you played it for your parents.
Or, oh, no, I didn't do none of that shit.
You didn't do no mixtape?
No, I did a mixtape back in 97.
Uh-huh.
But I did not put that out at all.
No, but did you play it for your parents?
Hell no, because they didn't even want me listening to that music.
No kidding.
Yeah, like I and here's the funny thing, like it got stolen, but I got it back. But my first like mixtape I ever did, and the same thing, I lined up the cassettes and the CDs, and then back then I had the CD Walkman, so I had a cassette in the cassette player, the CD Walkman. Yeah. So it's like play that one ending, and then I would, and then on the home stereo you had to push 2 of the buttons. So the CD could play while the tape's playing as well.
Hell yeah.
So it's like, and then my first microphone was a pair of headphones because I remember asking for a microphone. Like, what the fuck are you going to do with that shit? What do you want a microphone for? Yeah. Okay, so I just figure, I wonder if this works backwards, and just the curiosity of getting the headphones and plugging it into the microphone jack. And I was like, hello, hello. And I heard myself in the speakers like, shit. It worked. It worked. So... just all that shit.
So how good of a feeling was that your shit was so good that somebody had to go and steal it?
No, I mean, they didn't steal it because they knew I was a DJ. It's just they ended up breaking into my room. I'm not even gonna say my house. They broke into my room and tried to take speakers because the speakers are fucking heavy. And they ended up getting my shoebox where I had all my cassettes and.
Oh, okay.
But I got it back though.
My story's better though. I think your shit was so good that somebody came and stole it.
Yeah, I like his story better. We'll run with it.
So I gotta have it. I'm gonna steal it.
But like music's always been in our blood. Like even we went to Mexicali one time and we're eating tacos. I happened to take my GoPro, and there was a gentleman there playing the guitar, singing, and then he asked for tips and this and that. I was like, hey, go sing with them. Yeah, we ended up doing a little something. It was doing like a melody of oldies, and I was like, oh, that's right up our alley right there.
Did you record it?
Yes, it's somewhere, but I did record it.
In the vault somewhere.
It's in the vault.
Dude, you got to put out them clips, man.
That was good times.
Put out those clips on YouTube, on the channel. You know?
Man, just like I said, like you said, music, it runs in our blood, and and I'm actually grateful that I actually got to, perform at the Roxy, perform at House of Blues.
No shit.
Yeah, so
Wow.
Yeah, man. So
So you could. I want to touch on. You say you started at R&B.
Yeah.
That doesn't surprise me, because you have a distinct voice, a sound in your voice, dude. That I could picture you like listening to you on the radio. You guys have that voice, man. And that not everybody has that. Like, I think I sound like shit on, I don't know how this is going to sound with my voice. I hate the sound of my voice. I hate it.
I think everybody does.
Yeah, I've done playbacks and I'm like, shit, I don't like the way it sounds. Oh, this shit sounds good. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, you got that voice, man, and it doesn't surprise me that you start out at R&B. And do you guys have anything that you recorded and saved and all that?
I did the Life Struggles music video with Johnny Walls. and it's actually on Vevo.
Really?
Yeah, so that did that. We did the Trust Me,
Trust Me Vodka. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Trust Me Vodka track. So, and then, just, I was actually just in the studio the other day, maybe a few weeks ago. And shout out to Big Citric, because I'm going to send him that track.
Good.
So,
yeah man.
just,
Hell yeah.
There's a few things going on that,
And you guys, like, as far as DJs, did you guys ever think of going, like, trying to get a gig on the radio as, DJing on the radio and all that? Did you guys ever try that?
I did it. Well, see, then there's two. There's the rapper that got on the radio, and then there's the DJ that got on the radio. A couple times, thanks to C1 and Sub Z on one of the radio stations out here, they got us. Well, of course, we had to get clean versions of the songs, but they got us out there, and then DJing. Shout out to DJ RM. He was able to get us on, me and Palma, a couple other DJs on 98.3, but I'm not sure it was 96 still. No, it was probably 98.3 already. But
down here.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it used to be 96.1.
Yeah. But it was already when they had transitioned over.
And I think it sucks because I think the marketing for radio down here, it could be better.
Could be a lot
way
better,
bro. Yeah. Way better.
And trust me, like I've told them before, fuck, it'd be great to have our own fucking morning show.
Right?
It's just that.
Well, we probably could because you're hooked up to Anchor and all that. I remember Palma had got us and Bluesky Mix LR. Have you heard of it?
Yes.
And we went live on there, and it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
It kind of like, because you're paying for it, it's like your own radio station, and you can broadcast it everywhere. But, I mean, like you said, like to jump into like a satellite radio station.
I think that'd be
fucking tough. That'd be it.
That'd be our.
That would be
to wake up and go to work happy, and just be like, fuck, because we're doing what we love.
Doing what you love, exactly.
And I think that would be the best feeling in the world. I don't care if I turn 60, and it happens then. Shit, if it happens, it happens. And it doesn't matter. Like, I think my wife, she goes, I just came to the conclusion that no matter what, you're never gonna give up doing music. You never, you know what I mean?
No, why should you?
It runs in my blood.
Yeah.
I said,
it's a part of you.
It doesn't matter if I have one hit, no hit, it doesn't matter. It's just, like you had said in the past, Jedi had said in the past, it's just like, the way, when I moved down here, is like, damn, I was like, we need to do a show and and bring the talent on, and he had already had something in mind of interviewing the locals, and that way you could leave a time capsule. And that's something that he had mentioned, and and our momentum for Triple Scoop was just, it was growing and growing and growing, and just like people were recognizing who we were.
Yeah.
Just like we were popping up on people's YouTube's, suggestions. So.
And it was a trip, because I will go as far to say is that we were, if not the first out here anyways, because like we were the only ones walking around with a GoPro. Like people would be like, oh, look, they're YouTubers.
Yeah.
Like no one else was doing, no one was talking to themselves, let alone a phone, because now it's just easy as you could just talk to your phone, you're walking around.
Yeah.
But it's weird at first, because you're like, I don't know, they might think I'm weird, and then you have to just get over it and just.
Yeah, you know what? I kind of see where you're coming from on that, because I was thinking too, like a part of me about the podcast.
Because like try sharing it, like let's go to work and just be like, hey, I'm a podcaster. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I know how you feel, because I kept thinking too, like if I tell somebody, oh yeah, check out my, I'm gonna start a podcast. You know, not that that's happened, but I
Mm.
was like thinking about, what do they think I'm weird? You know what I mean? Like, what do you mean your podcast? What are you gonna do? And then when I started kind of telling just my friends,
Yeah.
they'd be like, oh, that's cool, But of course, they're my friends,
Mm.
you know. Not that they wouldn't be honest with me, but they would. The first thing they ask me, well, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna talk about?
Yeah.
So like I said, anything. I don't give a shit.
And like with us, it's like it could turn into something else. Like we
Yeah.
went from interviewing locals to talking about sports, talking about entertainment, doing segments, little segments like Dumbass of the Week, and then it turned into like, hey, do you guys want to come do Comic Con Imperial Valley? Hey, do you guys want to do a comedy show in LA?
Yeah.
Hey, do like just do you
Yeah.
guys want to interview these like people, famous people? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Funniest one is like, hey, do you guys want to do the grand opening to our gym? I
Oh
was like,
wow.
us?
What gym was this?
413.
Oh, no
Yeah.
kidding.
Yeah.
Oh,
That
right
shit
on.
was hilarious. I was like, us?
Wow.
Are you
And
sure?
The new one over here, right?
Yeah.
Or not the old
the new
location?
one,
The
the
new
new-
one?
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool.
It's weird.
Wow.
Yeah, we took pictures with Bella twins and
Yeah.
Was that cool?
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, because I think they're related, right, to one of the owners or something
Yeah.
like that, somewhat.
Mhm.
Yeah. No, that's cool, man.
So it's just we've been all over the place. So it's like just leave doors open or windows or
Whatever you leave open,
Whatever
leave
rolls,
something
yeah.
open, and it's always good to network. It's always good to talk to people, And I think that's get the word out and like I said, tell people, hey,
get him. The hardest part is the easiest thing you could do. Social network.
Yeah.
It's very important. Us, we did a lot of like the chili cook-off in Brawley. We did just different things that like involve with the community, like mariachi
Yeah.
night.
Just to get that exposure,
And
right?
I think we need to go back to that.
Well, I mean, they're barely opening back
Yeah,
up again, but
that's what I'm saying. We need to go back to that, and hey, if a new restaurant, pops up, hey,
I love where you're going with this.
let's go check it out.
Food.
Let's go check it out.
We're the food critics.
Yeah,
Where's your badge?
You know who I'd like to check out now that you brought that up, and that was one of my things. Like when people would ask me about the podcast, like I go. One of the other things I could do is help promote, local businesses, and I know I'm gonna give them a free plug. Is that there's a new barbecue place over in El Centro? You know what I'm talking about? It's called Rab Slabs.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
wow.
Yeah, he's a barbecue place, and he's a local dude. He's an OG
I was
from the
like,
valley.
did he cater too? Like do catering?
No, I don't think he's
Huh?
gone now because he's barely starting, dude. He's barely starting, and I think the owner's name is Larry Rab. Yeah, he's an OG from the hood. You know what I mean? But he's starting his own business and all that. And I've been wanting to go in there to go check it out. And you could tell he's starting from the ground up. But I heard somebody say that his food's actually pretty good.
Nice.
But I mean, there's only one way to find out.
And
Send us a plate.
why not do it on both of our platforms?
Right.
We'll call this a swap cast instead of a podcast.
There you go.
And we team up and we put it on both on our platforms.
Yeah.
I'm gonna copyright that word.
And team up is like Triple Scoop ENT and the EazyDpodcast where
Hell yeah.
and
Yeah.
get a hold of them and say, hey, we want to get a few dishes, and let's try them out on the show.
Yeah. We're gonna have to turn the mics back a little bit because you're gonna hear the chomping of the food and stuff. Yeah.
But I think for example, when we were starting out, we did who has the best tea in the Imperial Valley.
Oh yeah, that was Conchita's.
And
Not even close.
And the thing is, the traction that we got with no paid advertisement, the traction that we got, I think we hit what, like 4,000, like our reach.
We struck a nerve because like each city has their own alleged, and I love iced tea.
Yeah.
I go anywhere right here, just to taste it, and I was like, Conchita's gonna win hands down. And yeah, it won.
No kidding.
And we gave him an award and everything, you know.
No kidding.
Yeah, we made him an award and said, hey, you guys have the best team in Imperial Valley. And,
Hell yeah.
So, you know, just little things like that. It puts your name out there. It's like, you know, and we've done giveaways on our show. We've, you know, hey, you know, we're gonna hit so many subscribers. Once we hit the subscriber,
They gave me away. Nah, I'm just
we've given away, you know, gift cards and you know, you have to put money into.
But even then, you know, it's funny. We couldn't give away shit because we're trying to get people to do stuff like, okay, tag so many people and do this and share this. People would not follow directions or would not care or would not believe it's free.
Yeah, because you know, they always think, oh, there's got to be a catch.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah.
The only catch was subscribe to our channel.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah.
Oh, that was Comic-Con.
Yes, Comic-Con.
That was cool.
Yeah.
Our subscribers went up with that one.
Did it?
Yeah, you know, we interviewed Vicky Guerrero.
I saw that.
Yeah.
That was cool. That was cool. I was like, damn, I go, that's Vicky Guerrero.
Yeah.
You know, I had to tell my kids like who, because my youngest one, he's all into wrestling and stuff, and he's like, who's that? I was like, oh, dude, you know, yeah, I know it's before your time.
Yeah.
I go, but Eddie Guerrero, I go, he's like one of the most famous Mexican wrestlers. You know, like, dude, I go, that's his wife right there.
Yeah.
Like, holy shit. She seemed really cool, real down to earth.
Yeah, she's still down there.
Yeah.
She was super cool, you know, and I remember when I told her, I said, what was going through your mind when the Undertaker was going to pile drive you? And I'm saying it with a smile, and she goes, and why are you smiling?
Yeah, she was on them.
You know, so, but Vicky Guerrero, you know, shout out to Vicky, you know, she's really, really cool people. You know, yeah, it's just, you'd be surprised, you know, some of these people that, you know, that have crossed our path, and, you know, they're really, really cool people, you know.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Yeah.
Shout out to Sherwin Arre. You
know, Arre.
Dope comedian. You know, hilarious. I don't know if you saw that episode.
No. Which one was that?
It was when we did the LA comedy show in LA.
Yeah.
Oh, damn. You guys did it out of the way from LA.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Yeah, so.
Wow.
Yeah, you know.
I'm glad we were able to record because my dumb ass forgot a cord. And it was an essential cord.
One of the
that goes from like your mixer to your laptop, and I remember everything except for that stupid cord. But luckily, I think you had a different type of cord that we just went directly into the computer. We're like, fuck it, it's either this sound or no sound.
Yeah.
And it actually came out pretty good.
Yeah,
it came out really good.
Jeff Rector.
Yeah.
You've seen him in all kinds of sci-fi movies on the Sci-Fi Channel and.
Jeff Rector.
Yeah, Jeff Rector. Yeah. He did a movie. Who's did a movie with who? Jamie Kennedy at the time. Yeah, and just, you know. And it's like, damn, we're actually here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
And with Gracie Armijo.
Gracie Armijo. Yeah.
She was cool. That was cool.
Yeah, another comedian. She's opened up for Paul Rodriguez many times.
And around what time? When was this? How long ago was this?
3-4 years ago? 3 years ago?
Yeah, it was a while back.
Yeah.
Dang, dude. So you guys have put in some time in this, man.
Yeah.
Some, you know, with your podcast and all that.
And then one of our sponsors, too, we got to give him a shout out, Vargas. He's always been there since day
Question
one.
Skateboards. Yeah.
Question Skateboards.
Yeah.
And Bradley. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, man. Like, I hate seeing local businesses, you know, independently owned fucking go away, dude. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I was kind of bummed out when, remember La Salsas over there? Now I think it's Leroy's Barbecue there as well, you know? But La Salsas, man, I remember going there when I was a kid in high school, bro. $5 and got you a carne asada burrito and a drink, you know? And we used to race down there to get that burrito during lunch.
You already know what I'm thinking. Jalisciense?
Uh-huh.
Jalisciense?
Oh, Jalisciense burrito, yeah.
24 hours.
Yeah, they're open 24 hours.
They were open.
Dang.
Down
the east
side. Shit.
Yeah, you know, it's just, you know, we have to support, you know, the local business, man.
We have to, bro, because I mean that's like the backbone of the valley, you know. and especially like this cat Larry, from Rab Slabs, and I remember him, like I said, back in the day from the hood and all that, and I was like damn, that's cool to see this guy like trying to get his business up and running,
Right.
like that. Like, man, I hope he makes it. I really do, because we need more of that.
Yeah.
I mean, because there's a lot worse things people could be doing, and he's trying to legit and everything, legit
That's
business.
what's up.
You know what I mean? So now that, I got my first podcast with you guys, thank God that, you guys are here, and I'm so grateful that, I think I might hit them up, I might cruise by there. It's like, hey, Larry, what's up? You want to promote your business, and not ask for anything, but, maybe a couple plates of food, obviously, and a like and a subscribe. You know what I mean? And just get it out there, because I see the dude, every now and then at Food for Less. When I'll go to Food for Less in the morning, I'll go buy something before I go to work, and he's in there buying his supplies, man. From Food for Less. I'm like, damn, and I know he's spending some money because I saw him buying some brisket and all that, and speaking of taking care of our own, like I said, guys, I am so grateful that you guys are here.
It's Christmas?
It's
What?
Christmas time. I want to give you guys just a little something, dude, to show my appreciation.
Oh,
You know what I'm
damn,
saying?
man.
It's just
make me cry, man.
no, it's just a little something, bro.
I told you my eye was already
And,
running.
and I hope I got the size right, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Dude. Hell
But
yeah.
it's my first edition shirt, bro. And bro,
Oh, it has my name on
damn
it.
know,
right,
man.
yeah. You know what I mean? And
That's dope.
Damn.
I want to give that to you guys to just show my appreciation.
Damn.
And
That's dope.
I don't know if you met my son Jaden. This is Justin,
Justin.
DJ J Steezy,
Yeah.
and DJ Jedi right over
Yeah.
here. Which he's met already. And this is my my junior partner, and my junior producer. He's actually been helping me a lot, with
That's
all
what's
the
up,
little
man.
the little things I couldn't figure it out, and he's like, Dad, let me get in there, and he helped me with the adjustment of the cameras and all that, and
That's what's
you
up.
know, but yeah, man, that's, like I said, just a little something to say thank you.
Man, we
Oh,
appreciate
man,
it,
we
man.
appreciate that. Shit.
And I've already kept you guys here with an hour and actually 2 hours and 45 minutes, but an hour and 45 of recording.
Right.
But I know you guys are working, and I think we could keep going on for another 2 hours.
Probably.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I appreciate it again, man.
Oh,
You guys
thank
just
you,
help.
man. Appreciate
And
it.
then
man.
later on, maybe you guys can help me out with an intro, a proper closing.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And man, we got to do this again, though.
for sure.
We definitely got, because I don't think like we got a lot of your story. We got a lot of your story, but I know there's still a lot back there that I'm just interested. Interested in the backgrounds and just growing up. You know what I mean? Because I know you guys have even more stories on how you guys came up, man. And the fact that you guys have been doing this for so many years.
It doesn't feel like it. To me,
No.
at least, it doesn't. It feels like we just started like a year and a
Wow.
half, maybe 2 tops.
Yeah, but no.
But no, it's been a while.
Yeah, I think we started. It was in. I don't know if it's May of 2017 or 2018.
It's just as soon as you moved down, we started this shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dang.
So.
Since you moved back,
Since
Yeah.
I'm back.
that's when you started.
Yeah.
Yep.
Dude. Well, I mean,
And you could tell how we evolved.
yeah.
And it shows in the.
I hope I evolved, bro, because you can see my setup, but it's ghetto fabulous. What can I say? But,
Bro, we didn't have this starting.
yeah. Well,
we did
then,
not have this starting.
but you know what? The ideas that you guys gave me, and just talking with you guys, and just the tips, just the little things that you guys told me, it really got me like in the right direction.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because who knows how I would have started out.
Yeah.
And I know there's so much more room for improvement. On my end, but little by little, you know what I'm saying? Little by little, we'll improve the video, we'll improve the audio. That setup that you got, damn man, I wanted to get that, bro. I wanted to get that Roadcaster. I was like, oh, not yet.
You know, and to be honest with you, it's just there's times, you know what, you just gotta say, fuck it.
Yeah, and do it.
Pull the trigger, man, because you know it's just like, okay, we're doing it. We've been doing it for so long. You know, our mics are all mixed, matched, and you know, and it's just like, you know what, it comes a time when it's just like, you know what.
Yeah, you gotta step it up.
You gotta step it up.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Because, like, my equipment, it was there. Yeah. It was available. It's kind of one of those investments that just lasts you. Like, it was really good investment. Use it for DJing, recording studio. Yeah. And then we just, like, well, I mean, we could probably turn it into our podcast rig.
Yeah.
But when this fool showed up to the pad with everything, I was like, yeah, this feels different.
Yeah. Are you talking about the day that I was there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Bro. That was cool that you were there, too.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I
awesome.
appreciated the invite, dude. You know what I mean? Just to be there. And I was just kind of like, in my mind, I was just trying to pick everything up. I was just, okay, don't forget this, don't forget that. You know, that's a good idea. You know what I mean?
I was thinking of that TikTok. How much does it cost? They gave it to me. I was like, oh shit.
So as far as like you guys have sponsors? Does anybody sponsor your show, or you do the plugs for them, or anything like that?
Okay, like for example, Big Fella's Barbershop.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's thrown us some shirts from his shop, and you know.
Usually it's like guests, or like I think Mondo was our biggest. Like,
yeah, he's giving us stuff and to give away. You know, we shot him out, you know, on the episode and stuff like that. But definitely, we would love, you know, it'd be nice to get some sponsorship,
right?
You know? Yeah, it definitely would. And but yeah, it's just, I think, you know, just getting back into the groove again, and you know, and I think just scheduling, you know, because like maybe one time that you don't DJ Saturday, I don't DJ Saturday, screw it, we'll just go to the mall and say, hey,
subscribe, Mexicali.
You know, subscribe to our show, and you know, or something, and you know, do random giveaways like what we had.
We were going to do that. We were at
what's Best Buy?
Best Buy, and we went to, I forgot where else we went.
Yeah,
we went to go eat.
We picked up some we went to B-Dubs.
Okay, that's where we went.
But we picked up some gift cards to give away. And you know, we'll ask you stupid question, you know, like, which is the biggest state in the US?
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people can say Texas. It's not Texas. You know, it is just like it's Alaska. You know, so just like stupid questions like that.
The other one. What does a cow drink?
They say milk.
Yes. Yeah, you know, you know, stuff like that, and you know, and it's actually there's two different YouTubers that I do follow, and one of them is he goes by Big Dogs TV, and the other one is that was epic. His name is Juan. Juan actually came from Mexico, you know, at a in his teens.
Yeah.
His YouTube show, like same thing. You go back and you look at the beginning of his YouTube shows, his YouTube channel, and it's just like, damn, like he literally just had his phone. Now, you know, they're mic'd up, and you know, and just grows with sponsorship, and you know, now they're freaking giving away freaking McLarens, and you know, just the evolution as just like, what is it that we need to do to get to that level?
We need to be on Mr. Beast,
right? You know, or
have you seen it?
Oh yeah.
You know, my kids, they put me on Mr. Beast. And you know what? He's a fucking good dude.
Yeah.
You know, and I think if we got to that level, I think we'd be in the same.
We'd be the same.
We'd be the same.
We were.
You know that dude doesn't make no money. He was on Rogan.
Yeah.
He was on Rogan, and dude, like he reinvested back in there.
Yeah,
and he gives it out.
Well, you gotta understand, he's set for life. So everything he makes, like from that a certain point on, like he gives it back.
Yeah, he's giving it all back, dude. That's amazing, dude. I'm like, what the heck?
Although his friends seem kind of at edge because he'll buy them a car, take away the car, get him another car, ruin that car, and it's just like a cycle that never ends.
Yeah, but they did a scavenger hunt with different YouTubers. So it was he put it together, and I think he had like Jake Paul. Did you see that one?
Oh damn! I didn't see that.
Dude,
That show was funny.
And they had a huge scavenger hunt with all these YouTubers, at SoFi Stadium.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So it's like, and now you hear kids is like, oh, I want to be a YouTuber.
Yeah.
It's just like you look at them, it's like, what are you talking about? But you know what? Yeah.
Just wait. One day, my goal is for us to be invited to Career Day.
That
That would be awesome.
Yeah. And the thing is, it's just like, I want to get to that level.
Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely want to get to that level, and like I said, to where we can do this full time and give back to the community.
Yeah.
That's a blessing. Like a lot of people say, give something to the homeless, but don't record it. But at the same time, it's just like, for example, Mr. Beast, that's what he got sponsorship, or he got some kind of sponsorship. He was talking about it on one of his episodes.
Mm-hmm.
He got sponsorship, and with that sponsorship, he said, okay, what we're going to do with this money, we're going to give it to a homeless man.
Yeah.
And the sponsor was like, okay, we're going to give you this. No, he goes, I want this much. And he's no, he goes, we're going to give you this. No, I want this much. And so, well, what do you need that much for? Because I'm going to give it away. Like he wasn't even thinking about himself.
Yeah.
His mindset was just already there. Like, this is what I'm going to do with the money. And he recorded it. It gave him views.
It's a thin line, right?
It is,
because you're like doing it like unselfishly, but at the same time, it's like we want to spread that positivity.
Yeah. So you gotta, it's true, and you gotta check out Big Dog's TV, Big Doss, and That Was Epic.
Okay.
Right. For example, Juan on That Was Epic, he'll randomly go and knock on people's doors, and he goes, "How you doing today?" I just came today because I want to pay your rent.
Wow.
And it's just like you said, it's a thin line because it's like, okay, he's building views, but you know what? In my head, it's like, you know what? Fuck those people.
Yeah.
You know what? He's doing something good.
Yeah.
Even if it's bringing views and subscribers to his channel.
Yeah.
He's doing something good.
I'd rather be damned for like doing something positive, getting critique for it, than being publicized as something crazy.
Yeah.
So it's like you gotta just have that mentality. Just like, you know what, I know what I'm doing.
How come they don't get the Honda people for random acts of kindness?
Right. Yeah.
It's just like
okay.
It's in the same boat.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, why are you publicizing it?
Yeah.
Because you're pushing your brand.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
At the same time, it's just like, you know what? Like you said, it's a thin line.
It is a thin line, and I mean, you're always gonna have that negativity. Call it what you want, haters, whatever.
Yeah.
But you know what? Go out and why don't you do it? You know what I mean? It's like, well, you go do that then.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like there's I don't know. I'm sure she's probably still doing it. There's a lady I know, and she works at Food for Less. Her name's Vicky, and I know she would go out, her and somebody else, a group of ladies, and go feed the homeless over at Adams Park. Every weekend, I would see that. She would post it. Oh, we're gonna go out feed the homeless, but she posted it in a way that it wasn't like to show off or anything like that. It was just one of those things, And I looked at it like, that's cool, that she's doing that. Maybe people that'll help give awareness where people can, hey, you know what, I got some food I could donate right here if you guys are going to give it out.
Right.
In that way, you know what I mean? That's the way I looked at it. Just kind of let people know, hey, we're going to go feed the homeless. If anybody wants to come do it, hey, you know what, and go and help out, go donate something. You know what I mean? And I thought that was really cool of her. Shout out to Vicky at Food for Less.
So one time I was in Hollywood, and there was these guys in a truck, and the bed of the truck was just full to the top with Little Caesars pizzas. They were recording,
Yeah.
you know what I mean, but they were giving pizzas away to every single homeless person that was out in the streets.
Yeah.
You know, hey, you know what? You're still doing something great.
Yeah.
Or even like shout out to Joel. Remember when those disasters happened?
Mm-hmm.
He had trucks and trucks loaded of water because they didn't have nothing.
Yeah.
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 I mean, and he wasn't publicizing it. He just said, "Look, we're going over there. We're taking shit. If you guys want to, we'll take it."
Yeah.
Because I mean, you gotta admit, when disasters happen and we want to help, sometimes we don't know if we're sending the money to the right place or not. But these guys are literally going out there, and these people are like people I trust that are really trying to help out.
Yeah.
They benefit nothing out of it.
Yeah.
So it's just like I see that. But then you also have celebrities that are stuck in the like I'm gonna do good, but I don't want to post it because then I'm looked at like, oh, he's only doing it for clout. But then you have celebrities that if they were to post it, then you know what, I gave this much. How much are you gonna give?
Yeah.
Are you gonna give anything? And then who's next?
Yeah.
And like, I mean, it's just it's like I said, it's a thin line. It's just weird.
Yeah. But it's just like I've told him, I was like, I showed you big dogs.
Yeah.
And I said like we got to do some stuff like this.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it's just like I said, when we get flack for it, for posting a video of doing something positive. Hey, you know what? At the same time, it brought you to my channel.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's just like we have a brand,
Mm-hmm.
and so and we got to market that brand.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
And what best way to do it is to give back to the community.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah. Because I know the homeless situation here, it's getting pretty bad, man. You know what I'm saying? I take the same route when I'm out picking up, during work and stuff. And I always go down the Circle K that's over, I think it's for 5th Street, over by the Circle K on 5th and Brighton, I think it is, where the old post office. Bro, it's pretty bad right there. Pretty bad. I'll be driving by there, bro, and it seems like every day there's the same lady smoking crack right there, and a bunch of other people, homeless people. And I mean, there's mental health, there's drug addiction, the homelessness, like all that, is attributing to their situation, and I'm like, damn, man, this sucks. You know what I'm saying? And it reminds me growing up what I would see, it's like, man, this sucks. It shouldn't be this way.
Yep.
You know what I mean? But I don't want to end this on a sour note, but I know you guys got to get home, man. Waiting.
Thank you for the gifts again.
Hey,
man.
bro. Shout out to my homegirl, Laura Ramirez.
Hey.
She did the names, the lettering on the names.
Oh, dope.
Yeah, so I told her, like, hey, can you do this for me? Because I got the shirts done. But I go, I want to put their name, on there. And I go, hey, can you do this for me? And she's like, yeah, I'll do it. And yeah, she knocked it out like in less than an hour. So I invited her to come on the show.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Oh, look, kitchen going high, says show. You know what I mean?
Hey,
to come on the
that's
podcast.
That's what it
Yeah.
is.
It came out kind of natural too.
Yeah.
So I invited her, but she had some stuff going on. But I'm hoping maybe on the next one, she'll come on, and just sit in and talk, whatever. And
For sure.
she's great. She got a good personality and everything, and she's funny, and hopefully we'll get her on the next time around. You know what I mean? But we got to do this again, fellas. I really, I think consistency is the key. You know what I mean? You guys got to, keep it going, man. I want to see you guys do it every week. You know what I mean? Get the schedules together, match them up so you guys could keep doing this. Hell yeah. So I want to know when's the next jam session.
Oh, Twitch. We were just talking about that.
Yeah.
We want to set up everything, but then like by the time everything's set up, we're like,
I know.
And I still feel like we need to do a triple scoop channel.
Yeah.
oh, for Twitch.
Yeah, for Twitch, and then link our personal channels also.
Okay.
Have them in the description, the bio.
So I know you guys got a YouTube channel. What is it?
It's a triple scoop ENT. So you go to youtube.com/triple scoop ENT.
All right.
You can actually just Google us and we
They'll pop up.
We
Yeah.
pop up, and yeah, we, like I said, we have a lot of content.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So
Right on, right on.
Yeah.
All right, well, thank you for being on the first episode of the Easy D podcast.
Yeah.
You know what I
Thank you
mean?
for
And
having us,
hopefully,
man.
I don't know where this is going to go, but, you know, the only way is up. You know, that's the
Yes.
only direction I want to go.
we wish you all
And
the best, man. You know.
Thank you, man.
Yeah.
I really appreciate it, brother.
Thank you, bro.
All right, my brother.
Yeah, all right,
And
man.
I think this is going to be a good, long, prosperous friendship here, man. You know what I mean? And I know I see him almost every day.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I get to see you more often.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And this is it, man. This
Events,
is it.
man. You know, like I said, events. You guys want like
Yeah.
say, let's do events together. You know, like
Yeah, man.
let's just team up and let's do something. You know, hey, you know what? Chili cook-off. You know what? Hey, you know what?
Tattoo expo.
Yeah, let's split a booth.
Yeah.
You know,
Hell
hey, let's go have fun a booth. Hey, you know, yeah, it's two podcast shows or
Yeah.
whatever
Yeah.
the situation is.
Yeah.
You know, but definitely, yeah, it's just let's definitely do it.
You guys got a Facebook together?
We have the triple
Triple
scoop
scoop.
Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
Triple
Yeah. And
scoop.
I was just thinking, as I should put on my Facebook. You know, so I got the Easy D. You guys can find me on the Facebook. EazyD at Gmail or EazyDpod at gmail.com. Yeah, see,
There you
I
go.
forgot my damn email. So, anyways, let's go ahead and end this. And that's it, man. We are done.